Hey everybody, welcome back to another Stone Face Reactions. I'm Theta, this is Lessons, and we are here with another episode of Macross Dynamite 7. Second episode. You want to do a recap?
Let's see. It's a year later after the events of Macross 7, and we find once again Basara wandering through space and a planet. While the band is playing back home being Macross 7 fleet, especially City 7. And he comes to this planet where the people are humanoid, but they have very pointed ears.
I
They're supposed
added
to be their
them
own
to
way.
my little galaxy thing.
Mhm.
The planet's called Zola, so I've just called them Zolan.
Zola. Yeah, there's the Zolans. Um, and as he's wandering around, there's this breaking to steal an old mech from Space War One, and he gets stunned and ends up being picked up by a girl who heals her because he also gets shot in the arm, and puts some stuff in it that kind of knocks him out a little bit. He finds out that the girl's father is macronized, and the story behind that is that there are these space planet. He crosses the orbit of the planet, and he used to be a hunter of these whales because somehow they help with um space travel, I guess,
Starship engines.
Saturn engines. But that's the first time. I mean, first of all, we never see the Centrali hunting space whales, so I guess they don't use that. And these UN Spacey, there are no space whales in in the Sol system.
Remember,
So
this is the Galactic Rim.
yeah.
And to be fair, it does seem like they have material that's good for stuff, like apparently their whiskers are
Mhm.
a very tense fiber. I don't know.
I mean, you can make a guitar string out of them, I guess.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I mean, it seems to be like they're a metallic substance. They don't seem. I don't know. They're a thing. I
Yeah,
also want to
and
circle back to a thing where you say he gets shot in the arm. Pointedly, we have laser weapons and we have old-fashioned guns, slug throwers, if you will.
yeah,
Because he actually gets shot in the back by like a laser weapon that puts him down for a minute. But then he also gets shot by like an actual gun. This is
yeah,
what hits him in the arm. And the girl, Elma, as it turns out, is very vague about describing everything, which is why we don't know exactly what the whales are good for when it comes to space engines. But she says it's the whales coming around that makes the bacteria of the planet bad for people who didn't grow up here, which
they're
is
not
why she has
accustomed
to
to it.
treat his arm. Well, I just thought that was a
Yeah,
weird thing. It's the whale's fault that the bacteria is bad.
yeah. Oh, yeah, no, but they do mention that some of the guns are weird, like two-prong guns. Those are stunners, right? Because when the policewoman interviews with him, it's like, I this might be a stunner, but I still can take you out. And he's like, oh, keep stinging at her. So she just beats the crap out of him. Actually, he gets wounded because she kicks him out of the pier and he falls down, and that's when he gets wounded.
Oh, right, that's
Um,
right. Sorry, I
yeah,
did focus on the fact. Sorry, you didn't get to it yet, but I'm gonna bring it up now. There's the thing that happens later where Graham, Elmo's dad, is getting attacked by our banditos, and he grabs one of them, and they're like actively shooting him with lasers and regular guns, and it's all bouncing off of him because, as you mentioned, he's macronized, and he grabs one of them, and Basara runs out and goes, "No!" You know, the dude is actively being shot. Like he's in the middle of the end of RoboCop 1, where all the
mhm.
police are shooting RoboCop. It's like dude's defending himself at this point. What do you
And his
mean
family
no?
and his daughter, right?
Yeah, it's well, I mean, just actively, he is being shot at. Like these guys
Mhm.
aren't stopping. Even if the guy he picks the guy up,
Yeah,
one-armed giant being shot repeatedly, and Basara is like, "Don't hurt that guy." What the
I mean,
fuck?
it's Basara being extremely pacifist to the point of stupidity.
Well, he's not shouting, "Hey, stop shooting that guy."
Yeah,
No, it's
yeah,
don't pick up that guy.
yeah. But it turns out that Graham, the the Zoldan who gets micronized, he did so because they were also whale hunters, and apparently, I mean, there's poachers and there's like traditional whale hunters, right? And he seems to be from the faction that is the traditional whale hunters because he used to hunt with his wife, but his wife got killed by this so-called white whale, and he's like now obsessed because he lost his arm to it. So he basically crafted himself like a deep diving suit, but in fact it's like a spacesuit slash power armor thing. And he goes out to hunt the white whale. And it turns out that the whole situation with his mother led to the estrangement from his oldest daughter, who then joined the planetary patrol.
Lisa.
Uh, yeah, in order to stop the poachers and just keeping the peace and all. They're the cops, right? But they have their own mechs, and so they use them to stop the poachers. So you have a race between the poachers, Basara, who borrows the modified mech from the dead wife to try to stop him by doing the one thing he can only do, which is sing to everybody. That's all he does. Um, and no point barrier this time. And then at the very end, the whale does something that
The whale
destroys his
song. The whale song
destroy
disrupts communication.
electronics,
Computers.
electronic.
They said
Yeah,
computers and navigation or something like that.
yeah. But this one was so powerful they literally tore apart the mech. And the last thing we see of Basara, so he's literally because he also doesn't have a spacesuit inside the mech.
I think Graham is technically a poacher as well.
Yeah, because his daughter's trying to stop him.
Well,
Like,
Lisa is
Dad.
quoting like legal shit about not being able to hunt the whales. So I think technically Graham might be a whaler, but he's technically also a poacher, and that he's not supposed to be doing this. I just think that they use on that planet the term poacher specifically for the people who are also stealing shit from the planet.
Yeah, mechs and stuff like that, so they can get rich, I suppose, by killing the whales. Um,
Well, we
we're
don't know
seeing
what
all of
they're
them.
up to yet. That's like we don't know the motivations of the guys who are like, because remember they have other guys on the side because they have a
Uh-huh.
communication before they're about to attack the whales, and they say, where are the other guys at? What's the plan? Oh, they said they need another day before they're ready. So there's other people we haven't seen yet.
But they seem mostly human. Most of them seem to be outsiders and
Oh
humans.
yeah, no, they
The
are.
Sul- the Sultans have two things in common. They seem to have like hairy back arms, like forearms, and very elongated ears. So they could be an offset of humanity slash centrality, whatever. They could be their own species. It just happens to be human in the way they are,
Like I said,
right?
I've listed them as their own species on my little
And
galactic
but
species
they
chart.
but they can be macronized. So, and they also seem to be part of the galactic community, and like the UN Spacey, because they have access to, technology from the UN Spacey, like Valkyries and this
I
type,
mean,
right?
they're VF1s. I mean, they just be hand-me-downs. They're on the
So, I mean, they have
galactic
to.
rim as well. They're on the opposite direction of every colonization attempt we've seen.
No, but the police are not flying at VF1s. They're flying VF11s, I think.
Maybe the government subsidized some, purchases of unused military surplus.
I mean, in the 30 years or so between the war, and they could have had contact with this colony, with this world. Like, oh, hey, you look human enough. We speak languages that understand each other. Would you like some giant robots? Okay, sure,
Well,
no
we know
problem.
they just specifically speak their own language. We had the
Yeah.
okay. I just literally rewatched the episode maybe half an hour ago just to see if there was any notes that I wanted to take. By the way, no notes. It's not that there was things I wouldn't comment on. It's just like just you're very vague about everything, and this is kind of a really stupid situation I don't want to talk about. But one of the things that did jump out at me is that they have karaoke radio, which I guess is the way to get around rights about things. I don't know. But that's when Elma sings the Fire Bomber song, and it
Yeah.
specifically says in Lola, or sorry, Zolan. She's singing it in their language specifically, and we've never gotten that before about
Yeah.
anybody, other than the Zentradi talking in their own language. They're the only other ones we've seen do that. So
Yeah.
karaoke radio. Can you imagine that? Just, well, let me turn on my favorite song. Oh, I'm gonna have to sing it myself if I want to.
I mean, it's one step removed from cover band radio, I suppose.
Well, I mean, karaoke you typically do with a prompter because you're not expected
Yeah.
to remember all the words. So, or karaoke radio, you better know all the words, otherwise it's gonna be like singing in the shower. Well, maybe karaoke radio is made for the shower.
Um,
Yeah.
yeah. So the final shot is Bizarra being blasted into there, and yes, we do get a cutaway to the fleet, who seems to be rebuilding after the events, still rebuilding after the events of the series,
Well, specifically
and
just the factory ship and Battle 7. The only two
Battle
things that
Seven,
we see being repaired.
and also Firebomber is a band still now being led. Well, Roy, Ray. It's always been Firebomber is weird because Ray's the leader, but the lead singer songwriter is Bizarra. But the point of view character is Mylene, who's backup lyrics, but also takes over, being the main singer now that Bizarra has just effed off, right?
Well, we saw
And she
that
seems to be
encore
the
episode where she says, "Hey, can I
yeah,
do also sing?" Because
yeah,
otherwise she would have just been bass.
yeah. I mean, she's always been a backup singer from the very beginning.
No,
So
no, when
yeah,
she got brought into the band, that episode of Encore, the
yeah.
second episode, um, she was only being brought in to be a guitarist, like a bass player. And
Bass
then
player. She
after
said,
she gets through that little audition, she says, "Hey, I'd like to sing too. Is that okay?" And then they do
yeah,
that, and then Basara does a little snide comment, walks out of the room, and Ray says, "Oh, that's just him welcoming you to the band."
yeah, that's Bizarra.
Oh, because I mean, we
And we
also saw another back of the head shot. Remember how we saw Max's back of the head in episode 1? Oh no, you debated that. Sorry, just a joke. There's a woman leaving the room before Mylene comes in, and that's the
oh,
original singer leaving, um, so that Mylene can have her audition. So that's the only shot that we ever get of her. She's like some puffy blue hair woman. So it's not the previous theories about Flower Girl being the first singer or anybody that we've ever seen before. Nobody looked like that girl, so I have no idea who she was.
somebody else who is not important.
Well, it was just one of those side theories about stuff in
Yeah,
the show.
yeah.
Also, haven't
So
seen
yeah.
Flower Girl yet.
So apparently there's a big flash of energy, and that's it. And then we'll get to the next on now. So we'll see what
Well, there's
happens.
the element of we were questioning since Basar's not wearing a spacesuit and he got thrown out of his thing, if they're in high atmosphere or not. And the thing that I would say that they're not is the fact that the whales are around the
Asteroid belt.
debris belt, whatever. I don't really call
Rebuild,
it
yeah,
asteroid belt because it goes around the planet. So the debris
yeah,
belt around the planet, which if it was in high atmosphere, that'd be just high enough to start falling,
yeah.
right? So,
I mean,
well, depending, I guess, on the gravity of the planet, but I mean, I'm assuming the relative distance versus planet gravity isn't going to really matter.
but if it hits the atmosphere, those things will start slowing down anyway, and will crash eventually. So yeah,
Yeah,
by
so,
friction. Also, even if you're high altitude atmosphere, the air will be so thin anyway. It's like it's not even there,
well, it'd be
right?
poisonous. Well, if it's like Earth atmosphere, what do they say? It smells like lilac, is what it's supposed to smell like?
Yeah.
But it's supposed to be poisonous the higher up, highest
Well, it's just
altitudes you can be.
so thin it's not enough for you to breathe anything.
Well,
There's not
it's not
enough
the same
oxygen.
composition of the air down
Yeah,
here at
yeah, yeah, yeah.
you know.
Not the air mentioned, and there's not enough oxygen per million to give oxygenate your blood, right? That's what you need. You need not only a pressure suit, but also like the flyers of the SR-71. They wear like a full pressure suit
Yeah, I mean
because of the
we
altitude they fly.
discussed that I think during SDF Macross the
Mhm.
whole concept of squeezing the legs and forcing the blood up to the places it needs to be. Yeah, of course I did add the 3 people to the board, and of course by the end of this we'll be doing a character thing, and I've already added those characters to this as well. I don't know who else to add yet though. As you know, we got 3 more episodes of this. So I guess we'll find out then. Other than that, I got nothing else to go over. Unless you got something else you want to discuss from last episode.
Not really. That it was confusing, and I hope it's slightly less confusing in this episode.
I don't know, it's confusing. I just think it's kind of dumb. There's a difference
Uh,
there. I can not be confused and still not understand why we're doing a thing. Why are we propping up our dead boss for the weekend? To make sure that we can have a party. Sorry, there's a hard transition to Weekend at Bernie's jokes. Let's just go ahead and get into it.
But before we get started,
Make sure that you hit the like button.
hit that subscribe button.
Comment down below to feed that algorithm.
on top of all that, if you want to watch more shows like this,
Unfiltered.
Uncensored.
And uncut.
as well as some early access stuff,
You can check it out over on the Patreon.
It's just $5 a month, but hey, no pressure.
There's zero pressure in order to do that. It's just a little bit of extra support, and it would be greatly appreciated.
Still not a fan of this. Maybe it's due to like 50-something episodes of the other opening. Oh, I don't remember there being a train in the last one.
Oh, they're listening to you. They're changing things.
Sure. Well, I don't know. This was in the last one.
Yeah.
Although I don't remember him singing under the...
Yeah.
I think they're different, but elements are the same. Obviously, the song didn't change. Oh, yes, I'll add this here, too. I also added one other thing on our Saturday recording before we do the character ranking in the last episode of this. The 2-minute Macross XX. It's essentially going to be like... what was that thing we did for Zero? The 2-minute show of just the planes and everything?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's going to be one of those. But apparently that's where it is in the chronology, so don't want to miss it. So I think technically the only other thing that we've skipped is the, I think there's a chibi thing?
I don't know.
Well, I don't
I
use
get-
the word skip. We didn't skip it. We just haven't done it.
I guess he gets his VF-19 back, I guess.
Well, it's not his,
You know what I mean.
but maybe the military gave it to him because he saved everybody. It's the least they could do, I guess.
Yeah.
今日もバサラはいませんだけどバサラの分までミレーヌ・ジーナスギンギンにやっちゃいます
Technically, you're already doing like a Milli Vanilli thing with backup vocals.
それじゃあ行くわよ
I like the fact that she moves and this thing is more moving. Like in the original, it would just stay there. Like,
Yeah, like did Gamlin turn into their manager?
I don't know.
I'm thinking he did.
He looks like a prep school student
I was gonna say
with that
prep
mammogram.
preppy guy from one of the movies where he would be the villain.
Yeah.
So she's 16 now, right?
Yeah. Now he's Flower Girl.
Well, he did bring her flowers last episode.
Yeah. Is she feeling pressured because he wants him to solve the tension between the three of them?
No. They had a whole conversation last episode about how she didn't think this was working out. Thank you, Avitas. We came here for a certain type of music.
Oh, okay.
I'm glad we all watched Killer Clowns from Outer Space. So he's dying, yes. Those aren't good numbers.
各所の筋肉組織の損傷が激しい。左鎖骨と右大腿骨が折れている。おそらく痛みは感じていないでしょう。意識が戻るかどうかもわからない。気がついたのか。
Cool, but we've already done this before.
ここはパトロール艦の中だ。安静にしていろ。なんで動けるんだ。
どういうこと？
意識が戻ったとは考えられません。うなされているのか？わかりません。
グラハムならコンテナに詰めて家に送り返したわ。あなたは自分の命の心配したら？まったく、一体どういうつもりなの？あんな真似をして。ただでさえクジラが来ると大変なのに。死にたがりはどっかの親父一人で十分だわ。
ライザ隊員、彼には聞こえていませんよ。助かりますか？生きているのが不思議なぐらいなんです。
Yeah, this is just the time that he got put into one of these when they were fighting the Proto-Devlin.
Yeah. Okay, where's she getting the giant?
They bought it at town, remember?
Yeah.
No, I mean, she went to town with Basara last episode and bought a bunch of
yeah.
fruit and vegetables too.
I guess the car is also a boat?
Yeah. Just like the poacher, or sorry, not the poachers, Graham's spaceship is also a boat. Also, technically, like, his house is also a boat.
前向きに検討する。
隊長！
ライザ
ローレンス、何？
いや、こっちにいるって聞いたから。
だから？
ああ、見てほしいものがあるんだ。これは銀河クジラが回遊する際に。
Someone playing Pac-Man?
よくこんなところで仕事ができるわね。
え、なんでだ？とにかくこれを見てくれ。銀河クジラは種別に関わりなく、この波長が基本になっているんだ。太陽黒点の活動などで多少の乱れを生じるけど、波長に変わりはない。ところが異常が起きた。ライザ。突然、今までとは全く違った振動波が記録されたんだ。過去のどんなデータを引っ張り出してきても、この波形はない。波形が変わったきっかけはこれだ。あの男の歌だ。
Of course.
彼が歌い出した途端、銀河クジラの振動波に乱れが生じたんだ。星間エネルギーの収集板に反応を示したに違いない。歌に反応して声を出したんだ。そうだ、歌に答えたんだ。
Was that before or after they knocked him out of space?
銀河学会でも検証済みよ。それが声を出すの？
それ以外に考えられないんだ。
Well, that's a new thing. Galactic
今までは
Academy.
エネルギー体としか考えられなかった銀河クジラが、実は意志を持つ生命体だったんだ。あの男はそれを裏付ける鍵になる。これを証明することができれば、銀河学会で俺はライザー。
あの男は怪我が治ったらこの聖域から出てってもらうわ。あなたの研究を邪魔する気はないけど、別の方法を考えて。
I would imagine she doesn't care for it because she doesn't want the people that killed, or not the people, the things that caused her mother to die to be intelligent.
君、わかるか？君の歌だ。この歌にクジラは反応した。君はクジラが答えると知っていて歌ったのか？
No, he didn't do that. He just simply sings to everybody. Do not ask that question, my dude. The answer will be, I don't know.
Cool. Sound Force cures the cold, brings people out of comas, and allows you to talk to animals. All I have to say is I expect a lot of weird shit from Frontier when we get there. Especially now that we're establishing the shit from Macross 7 isn't stuck just in Macross 7. It's spread throughout the galaxy.
Oh, the sound.
何を言ってるんですか。僕がバサラのいない隙にどうこうするとか思ってるわけですか。いやいや。
What does that imply?
ミレーヌさんが元に戻ってくれないと、その方が困りますよ。ああ。それじゃ。あ、大事なことを忘れてました。バサラの歌エネルギーが感知されたこと、彼女には内緒に。分かってる。
I guess they're not in a relationship anymore.
No, I mean,
how else could you take advantage of Mylene while Basara's away if you're in a relationship with her? I guess they also decided that we needed 2 times the Mylene, so we can't view Elma.
Ah, okay, that's what he needed. So these are kangaroo gulls, I guess.
My place on Macross 11. Where
Oh,
Firebomber Americans at.
yeah. So the soul that cannot live outside the planet?
It's like a radio play. Because you remember it was like chapter 127 started last episode.
Now he's like civil. Grab, grab, grab.
Which is weird that he's still wearing all the medical stuff, but he also put on one of the Zolan outfits over top of it.
この辺はね、袋熊が出るんだよ。袋熊ってね、本当は人間を襲ったりしないんだけどさ、森の中で突然会ったらびっくりしちゃうじゃない？それで襲われちゃうんだよ。だからさ、森の中を歩くときはこうやっておしゃべりしながらここに人間がいるよって教えながら歩くんだよ。手を叩きながらとかさ、ラジオ鳴らしたりとか、あとね、歌ったり
Does everything here is a marsupial?
ちょっと
Even
待
the
って。
birds?
I mean, obviously not the snake thing, as everybody has wrapped around their necks. Still trying to figure that one out, because not everyone has it, but most people do.
水筒が汚れちゃった。変わらないでいられるからそれは恋の魔法
よかったわよ。
ありがとうございます。
でもちょっと元気なかったかな。バサラまだどこにいるかわからないの？
ええ、連絡してくるようなやつじゃないですから。
そう。
Who's this?
でも寂しい。
Milia?
ごめんね。
No, I don't
ババ
think so.
あなたは部屋へ入れないのよ。
Changed her appearance?
さあ、お疲れ様の乾杯しましょう。
私お酒は。
わかってるわよ。あなたのはフレッシュジュース。この店自慢の特製ジュースよ。じゃ、お疲れ様。
お疲れ様でした。
バサラのことだから、そのうちフラッと帰ってくるわよ。俺の歌を聴けなんて言いながら。
This lady sounds creepy.
I have no idea who, you know? Who would Mylene be talking to?
どこ行っちゃったんだろう。
And the fact that she won't allow Gubaba to be there. That's a red flag.
ハウジングセレモニーコンフィデンシャル。さあ、勇気を出して。
What the hell's wrong with him?
What do you mean, what's wrong with him? He fell from...
No, but I know that, but is he still like,
Yeah, I'm thinking maybe he's not conscious yet. That he's just walking around on, like, nerves, automatic... I don't know. He's not supposed to even be awake, remember?
銀河クジラスピードダウン 20%。あと20分ほどで。
Oh, bad, you call yourselves poachers.
密漁団にとっては絶好の狩り時だ。パトロール隊に連絡。了解。
No, I think those are the ground control.
これ以上違法行為を重ねるなら身柄を拘束するぞ。
ホールド反応。
Well, these must be the guys they said we'd be ready tomorrow.
応戦態勢取れ。
しっかりして。暑い。だから言ったのに。怪我してるのに森なんか来ちゃうんだから。クジラのせいでばい菌いっぱいって言ったじゃない。死んじゃうんだよ。免疫のない人。ねえ。
それでは明るい空の下で。
息してない。ごめんなさい。あの体が。
大丈夫よ。
Oh.
寂しいなら私が慰めてあげる。
On one hand, I'm glad she's creepy and did this, because otherwise I was worried that she's like sympathetic weirdly from Basara from across the galaxy, which would have been weirder. So, I'm not happy that she's being drugged. I'm just happier that she's not like, Basara's hurting, so I'm hurting too. That would have been worse for me.
Yeah. No, you can't.
動かない。
本部増援願います。かなり訓練されてます。
だから。夜空をかける中燃える乗せて悲しみと憎しみを撃ち落としていけ。誰？お前。袋コンドル。何すんのよ。まだ死んでないんだから。とつき
Yeah, the whole karaoke radio thing kind of makes every song kind of lose a little bit of itself.
So they're using the same thing
Yeah,
to
like
gum up the works.
Paste guns.
Yeah. That's what she was saying. She wanted real ammunition to be able to blast in the bits.
I was thinking it's funny, I just apropos of nothing made a Weekend at Bernie's joke, and here we are, just trying it. And Weekend at Bernie's 2 was the one where you play music and caused them to dance. Okay. Weird admiral guy on the poacher ship.
Is there any? This seems really dangerous.
But also kind of fun. Like a giant water slide. It's fucking Weekend at Bernie's. Okay, getting weirder.
あなたまだ男を知らないのね。ますます可愛いわ。さあ、こっち来て。
Yeah, I mean, this is she's trying to help, I think.
Yeah, no, I understand what's going on here. Though I don't need the visual. I don't know
Yeah, I
how
don't-
old she is. Like, I don't care if she's a 1,000-year-old vampire. I just don't want it.
仲の悪い動物同士も絶対に喧嘩しないんだよ。すごいでしょ。へへ。もっと肩まで入った方がいいよ。これで絶対に治るから。治ったら弟子にして
I mean, they can always pull something weird like, I'm the male of the species, you know?
バサロさんって結婚してるんですか？
Please stop.
こっちのが好きなんだ。
Okay. Remember when you were weirded out by the whole, Macross Plus stuff?
Yeah.
Now I'm being weirded out by what the heck is going on.
Co-created by the author of Rurouni Kenshin.
Yeah.
It's just weird that they're doing the Mylene thing and then decided to show us a second naked kid. It's like, what?
Yeah.
Okay. Basara, Jesus. Basara is Deadpool, I guess. He just needs his own time to come back.
Oh. His dad was there all along. Okay.
Well, I was thinking it's like the green fluid, kind of like the green fluid she put on his wounds.
Yeah.
So maybe it's that kind of thing? What are you doing to my daughter?
Still. Okay. No, because we cut out from what happened to Mylene, and then this happened. And like, oh, that's happening. Like, oh, Jesus Christ.
What the fuck is going on with Mylene? I don't want to see it, but I want to know.
I want it not to happen.
Well, that's too late. And I don't feel like we're gonna get a we were wrong the whole time like I did from Macross Plus. That was pretty, like, cut and dry. Although this is very much Macross Zero. Songs and animals.
Yeah.
Well, we didn't so much get to see the animals killing one another during the songs. Let's Macross Zero, though. This is more Circle of Life shit.
Yeah.
You know what would be a great thing to follow up the rape scene with? A music video.
Yeah. Oh yeah, you're gonna be free, all right.
Oh, don't worry, the cops are occupied in space right now.
Oh, well, this happened in. Yeah, no, this just plummeted down to like. Yeah, no.
Oh, what happened here? Is it a space whale graveyard?
Could it be?
I think it is. Shizuku. See, okay, I'm going to explain something real quick. The reason why I'm not taking this as harshly as I did with Macross Plus is that Macross Plus played itself serious the entire time, where we've had a lot of dumb shit in this show. So...
Still. No, wait. She was drugged.
No, I know it's a serious problem. I'm just saying that that was 4 episodes, Macross Plus, which kind of led with the sexual assault, but it carried itself seriously, so I took everything seriously. Whereas this show is like, if you watched Looney Tunes for like a day and a half, and then suddenly Sylvester is doing really creepy shit with Tweety Bird. That's what I'm saying. It is. I'm not in the serious frame of mind that I was with Macross Plus.
No, okay, let me put it this way. Macross Plus, that was the core of the problem, the problem between the 3 of them, right? That was what happened, and I'll wait for the song to be over because I just.
Well, no, we have to talk over the song anyway. So.
Yeah, no, but it's just that it's just.
Yeah, no, it's problematic. I'm just saying that.
No, it's not. I find it completely disgusting. That's what I'm finding it.
Well, yeah, but it's still problematic regardless.
I mean, it's just both. It's both. It went beyond problematic for me.
I mean, I can't say that. I already expressed how I felt about it during Macross Plus. It's just, again, this is like if a cartoon did it versus if a serious drama did it. Obviously, I'm going to have a hell of a time in editing. It's not like a Gunbuster where just naked people show up. Pretty sure we had a next... Okay, here we go.
だけがこんな目に遭わなくちゃいけないのよ、もう。
何泣いてんだよ。
何よ、一体誰のせいでこうなったと思ってるの？もうこうなったら私にも考えがあるわ。
前にも言ったけど、お前まだ子供なんだから気をつけろよ。
うるさい、うるさい、うるさい。
何笑ってんだよ。
Oh, so now they're playing it for laughs?
I don't think they're playing it for laughs. You said why you were crying, but
Okay, here's the thing. Let me give you an example. Yes, Macross Plus played a series, and that is to the strength of Macross Plus, because what happened was, that was the core of the problem, the conflict with the three of them. And by the way, yes, there was sexual. No, let me finish.
I just want to say real quick before I feel like you're taking it on the wrong foot. I'm not insulting any show. I'm just commenting on my own experience of why I'm treating one thing one way and one thing the other way. I'm not saying Macross Plus is this way for doing it like this, or Macross 7 is this way for doing it this way. I'm just saying why I've acted one way for one show and one way for the other show. That's a commentary on me, not the show.
Okay. Well, okay. Fair enough. Still. And now I'm going to talk about how I feel about this. I feel that in Macross Plus, as you know, it fits. In fact, because particularly Gould's, problem was that he lost control, and we do see that final scene when he looks up to the, what he does. He tears out the clothing, right? That's really what happened. That's what we see, and then he looks up and goes like, what am I doing? Like, what is this, right? The implication being that that's where it stops. He still did wrong, but that's what he stops, right? And then he had, he blocked it, and she forgave him for that, which, that's problematic. But, I guess all of them agreed that what really had happened was that he got angry and lost his control, that he didn't mean to do it, and he didn't follow through. Here seems to be a completely gratuitous scene setting her up to be assaulted by this woman after being drugged. It's not like, oh, I'm going to drug her because I have plans for her and I'm going to, I need to keep her out of the way. No. This is exclusively for the purpose of setting up this short scene of having Mylene, and this woman, have hinted at having sex, right? By the most creepy way possible, most horrific way possible, right? And I'm like, this is completely unnecessary. It doesn't add anything to the story, right? There's no reason for this to happen other than we want to do it, right? Also, against a minor, because she's supposed to be 16 now, so
technically that's age of consent in Japan.
Yeah,
especially during the era that this was filmed, so she would have been a legal adult.
She's still not consenting to this because she's.
No, I'm not defending it. I'm just saying that in Japan's standpoint, she's an adult, so
yeah.
She's an adult being assaulted versus a child being assaulted. I guess that's a very thin line.
And specifically, we have a scene before that where, what's his name? Whoever would stand to defend her, who was his name? Oh my God, the pilot. Gamblin flies away in his own ship, maybe trying to find Basara.
Yeah, they set up that he was talking about Basara's sound signature.
So he flies away, so he's not there to help her. The other band members are never there to help her.
Well, nobody would have been there to help her because obviously the woman even kicked out Guvava, who's watching from the window.
Yeah. And so...
I mean maybe it's a setup so you can watch Vafidus go and kick her ass. Because Vafidus has also had that kind of psychic connection thing before with Mylene.
I hope she not only kicks her ass, she breaks her in half, But even then, even if that's the setup for that one scene where she's heroic, we've seen Vafida kick ass before, especially in the shorts and Omakis. Well, we don't need to see that.
I mean, to speak to one thing where you said this was gratuitous, I mean, yes, obviously, because it's like an extra bonus material that has no setup whatsoever. But I think that's also a difference between the two things, is that I don't think they could do anything to ruin the show more for me anyway, versus Macross Plus, which started with it. So I kind of had that what you're feeling now from the start of Macross Plus and into 4 episodes, versus this, which is like the show's over. It's like I might as well just be watching the credits roll. So it's like I don't know what's happening anymore, but this is only going to ruin Macross Dynamite 7 for me. Which itself is 4 episodes, by the way. They have a real hard time with sexual assault in a 4 episode runs.
And then next episode, I guess we'll see what happens, because this is this final episode is the next episode with us.
No, we have 4 episodes. We're gonna do 3.
2 more.
Yeah, we're doing 3 next, and then on Saturday it's the last episode.
4.
It's just, again, I don't know what the point of this is. Like, there's no message that I feel like is being conveyed.
Other than she's vulnerable, I guess.
Well, I don't even mean the sexual assault thing. Just about all of it. What is before I was harping on why are they doing 1-for-1 Captain Ahab, and it's like I don't remember sexual assault in in Moby Dick. So, and we don't know who that woman is, so there's no setup involved. Obviously, it's not Millie. Thank God. Thank God I was wrong about that one.
No, she seems to be kind of. She was kind of doing some kind of video or something for the band, and she was a producer.
I don't remember any of that being set up. Like, there was no conversation with the band about, hey, you need to go do this thing. Gamlin's talking to them, but he doesn't mention anything. Because my thought of Gamlin is now the manager. It just feels like that's what's going on. There's just no conversation about anything. She just goes to do this thing. Oh, I'm sorry, I couldn't bring Vava in here. Drink some of your fruit juice, because I know you can't drink alcohol. Which is not another great line, I know you're not an adult, I don't get it. I don't get what the point is.
And then the rest is, this whole, again, Basara and his journey to wherever he's going. Realization of the whale's eye and all that, which is, okay, if you're going to do that weirdness, then fine, go ahead.
Have we talked about Sword Art Online recording before?
I think we talked a little bit about that, yeah.
Because that was my major problem. I love Sword Art Online, but my major problem is, the third rape. Because it's like the first rape, okay, don't need that. What is that shit? But, okay, give them a little slack. Maybe they're just using it as a narrative to show how bad this guy is, and they are doing it needlessly. They're doing it. Second rape, it is world building. It is the most excusable of all of them. It is, one, to show how bad they are, but it's also to show how bad the world is and the loss of control over your social status based on how you're born, etc., etc. Fine, whatever. And then the third one is just, I'm gonna rape you. For no reason. Just, I resurrected you from the dead, you're a hot chick, boom, rape. It's like, what the fuck? I have not seen an episode of Sword Art Online after that, because I just loved the show, and then that was the last one. Some people say I give it one rape too many, but at the end of the day, you've got to draw your line somewhere, and it's like, okay, you were writing them for a reason before, they were shitty, terrible reasons, and then you just had a sexual fantasy you wrote on the paper, and I'm like, what's the point? Why would I watch this?
It seemed like it's the maker's fetish, and he wanted to put it there, and they allowed it. And I was like, oh, sure, you can do that. Here's the budget. Go ahead.
Well, like I said, I haven't seen an episode of Sword Art Online after that, because I obviously didn't watch that full episode either. Once it started happening, I turned it off. It was like, why? So I just want to bring that up, because there's a history of this and shit that I watch, and it's like, maybe I'm becoming a nerd to it, but I do stop watching it. It's like, what happens way too often, and here, there's no setup. At least when I say the Sword Art Online shit, I can tell you why, narratively, it's happening.
And I'm going to say this. Of all the this is the first time I've seen something like this in all the Macross I've seen. Macross doesn't shy from violence, bloodshed, or the fact that characters do have sex, right? Implied or otherwise. But this, it seemed to me also, I think, because even in Macross Plus, again, you have the situation where Gold clearly can't control his emotions and he has to take pills, and clearly this created a rift between these three friends who broke apart, right? To the point where Gold blamed Isamu for what happened, right? It's
I mean,
your
I
fault.
did. Literally, I did. The whole show, I thought
Yeah,
Isamu was
yeah,
the one who did it.
yeah,
And that Gold
yeah,
was the good guy saving her. So,
and
literally ruined that whole perspective for me.
and she was like, "I just want to move on," right? So yes, even in this world, it does happen. But even then, they stopped at a point where he literally it saved the character. Let me put it this way, because
Okay, wait.
it
Just a quick thought. Maybe it didn't happen.
well, what do you mean? Well, it didn't happen
Maybe they didn't do anything.
in this show.
Just throw out a safety line here. Maybe she's trying to blackmail Mylene and just took nude pictures. It's not great, but it doesn't cross the line. Well, I mean, it crosses the line, but it doesn't cross that line. You know?
Well, what she says seems to be like, "Oh, no, you're new to this." Like,
Yeah, there's an implication there.
yeah.
Well, she could be implying blackmail. You're new to this whole thing. Like, maybe she's trying to blackmail Milia by, like, look what your daughter's been up to. I don't know.
I mean,
safety line. She's trying to throw out a safety line here.
You know what? Knowing who his mother is, that's just earning yourself a shot in the head. Ultimately, because I can perfectly see Milia. Oh, you want to blackmail me? Here's me and my giant robot. How many 55mm shells you can dodge, bitch? Yeah, no, I don't think.
I don't know. She didn't go out on the streets hunting down vampires when Mylene was getting attacked. So there's a certain level of distance between the two.
Yeah, or her father, for that matter.
Maybe the father, because we did do a whole episode where everybody thought that she was like his love interest. She's like, it's my daughter, and everyone's like, oh, because she dresses up like a streetwalker, let's say, and then he goes to like an adult place with her. It's like, oh, you got a new woman, huh? And like, no, it's my daughter. Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, but I'm going back. I keep going back to Macross Plus. I'm sorry, because it's the closest. Although we also got even in Zero, where we thought they were gonna go there, right? Like, oh, she's gonna, and she's like, no, I'm not gonna do that because this is what war did to me, like implying that she got tortured and she probably was raped.
I mean, not Dee Dee. What was her name? The woman. She has the same name as the second Doctor on Star Trek TNG. Pulaski?
Molaski, yeah.
Yeah, remember she's got the whole like giant scar down her chest, but then But then she has sex on top of a different guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I mean she's showing off her war wounds and then fucking a dude on top of another dude. So that's Macross Zero.
They'll have the sex. Clearly, sex is there in the. But when they're complaining about torturing, who they were torturing? I don't remember who. They were torturing the main character. And she's like, "Oh, you complain about torture? This is what the UN forces did to me, right?" And she pulls out her shirt, the scars and all that. There's an implication that she was tortured and probably even worse, right? Well,
we've seen like 2 flashbacks of like how they came in and killed everyone's families, but I think we got one for her and one for main character whose name is escaping me off the top of my head.
Yeah. But this again, and I was going back to like they say the reason why I do not hate Gold is because you have that final scene when he pulls up and goes, "Oh God, what have I done?" Right? And it seems to be like that was the end of it, right? That's the end of the memory. He didn't do anything else. He probably fled and abandoned his friends, right? Because he was scared of who he was. Probably went to therapy, started getting pills. Did. Yeah, everybody broke up afterwards, right? And the friends kind of, Isamu kind of forgave him. He shouldn't have, I guess, but he did.
Again, I'm saying that's why I take it all most serious in Macross Plus is because they treat everything adult. We've been doing like laser light shows, kids doing shit all over the place. It's been like a young adult fantasy kind of thing with cartoon shit in Macross 7 all this way. So Macross Plus, like you said, probably they went to therapy. They split their ways. One woman having problems in her own head when she connects to this AI thing, and the AI is bringing it to light. the problems that she's had since that day. It's all very adult, taken very seriously. Again, this is like if the Looney Tunes had a rape scene. I was like, what the fuck is happening? I was watching a cat chase a mouse through the house this whole episode, and now what?
Yeah.
It's
I don't know what
it's an emotional dissonance. I can't parse the two things together.
I don't know what they're gonna do next episode, but that's the thing. Also, I'm not looking forward to it. I'm like, okay, it's that kind of sense of dread. Like, they're just gonna keep on doing. Like it's one of those things when you're reading somebody, they're gonna be horribly mangled and destroyed, and you keep reading and reading. And like, why am I doing this to myself? I know how it is gonna end, right?
I'm hoping that they're not. Like I said, I'm throwing out the safety cord. Like, here's a little dinghy. I'm throwing the cord out. Grab onto it. Please don't twist yourself up and hang yourself with the cord that I'm giving you. I'm hoping that they're maybe they are doing something super creepy and adult, but I'm hoping that it's not what we think. The show has never been that way for over 50 episodes now. Why 2 from the last thing you're gonna do? Why? Why now? Also, people watched this and they thought, you know what would be good? Those people having a crossover with our current people later. It can't be so bad that they burnt the bridge, right?
Oh, no. Or people have different attitudes than us.
People love Basara, so maybe they love. No, they can't. Well, I don't know. Hentai is a big thing over there.
Yeah, but even then, I think they would parcel one from the other. Like, okay, we like this, but
yeah, I just don't feel
know.
like how could we do this and then still want to bring these characters over to meet our new characters in a future thing, obviously, because we all know there's a Frontier crossover.
Now,
with Fire
I will say that sexualization of characters is something that's also happened throughout the series.
Well, that's different, though.
That's different, but yeah.
I mean, it was been weird, and we've commented on that, like the butt shot guys. It's like, it's a kid, and you're feeling okay to like put this on poster board and sell it on the streets.
And people are buying it, apparently, because otherwise would they sell it, right?
Yeah, I guess, but it's like you'd expect them to be like in the back alley, just like open like the trench coat and show off a bunch of pictures. It's laughable that they're out on the streets doing it in front of everybody because it's like it's so that excuse that I was giving before when we were talking about Gundam and how you could laugh at this horrible thing happening. Something is so incredibly out of the ordinary that even though it's horrible, you just don't have any actual responses in you but to laugh because it's like what the fuck is happening? It's insane.
Yeah. I'm not looking forward for the next episode, but I guess we'll have to see what happens.
Okay, I want to bring up at least one good thing before we wrap up here. On the next time on, the snake thing. What is it called again?
I don't know. It seems to be a symbiotic thing that everybody wears around there.
Not everybody wears it, though. That's the thing that I keep coming back to. Anyway, it did like a cough from the Jungle Book thing there, and the next time on, it looked like, well, it like propped up all of a sudden and looked a little bit more meaner than it normally does. So it doesn't seem like was it? I only saw the one. It didn't look like the normal like Guvava happy pet thing. It looked like maybe there's something sinister there. So I was interested in that the moment I saw it in the end thing, but it's like, oh, obviously we've got something serious to discuss first. So
yeah. Well, I got that, folks. If you don't have a problem with it, I don't understand it, but everybody has their own taste, and again, I just had to get it off my chest.
The benefit here, though, is that you're catching this at the end of the show. Unlike the hate that I'm gonna get once the Macross Plus hits YouTube, where I've done it in episode 1 and then harped for 3 more episodes. So, I mean, if anybody follows Macross Plus and gets here to the end of Macross 7, they're gonna be like, "You're not being consistent, Theta." Like, yeah, I don't know. maybe because we've done so many episodes of Macross 7 now that it's like I'm not holding it to as high of a standard. I guess maybe that's the thing too. I kind of held Macross Plus to a higher standard and then dropped that standard almost immediately.
Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah. All right. Well, I've been Theta. This has been Lessons. We've been Stone-Faced Reactions, and we'll catch you next time. Bye-bye.
Hey everybody, thanks for watching another Stone-Faced Reactions. If you have an idea of another video we could go ahead and watch, go ahead and put it in the comments down below and we'll add it to the wheel. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe and let us know what you thought about this video, what parts you liked. And until then, we'll see you next time. Is this too goofy?